the Pac-12 Tournament, where to start things off, we will in fact be there watching live. It's a double elim if you want to get more in detail about that.
Yeah, so all three of these last conferences that we're going over, Pac-12, Big Ten, and Big 12, all have 8 teams in their conference tournament, and they actually split it up into two regional formats. So two regionals of 4 teams, and play it just like a regional double elimination. And then the winners of each little regional will meet in the championship game for a single elimination championship on Sunday. Yeah, I like these formats, and I'm really looking forward to being at the Pac-12 tournament.
Yeah, so right now in the Pac-12, I feel like there's just a consensus 5 teams in with Stanford, Oregon State, Oregon, UCLA, and Arizona. Any other teams besides that would have to win the tournament to get in. No real fringe teams at the moment, with Stanford and Oregon State as the safe hosts at the moment, and both of them in a pretty good spot to be top 8 seeds. Oregon State might have to do a little bit better to maintain that spot, but also Oregon is a fringe host right now, so I feel like they would need to at least win a few games to maintain that spot or lock it down there. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Oregon making it out of their side of the bracket would lock them in as a host come postseason play. Like you mentioned, sitting on the fringe right now. And we mentioned earlier that if UCLA had a higher RPI, they'd certainly be in the conversation. But at this point, their only chance of hosting is if they win this tournament. Even then, I'm not sure if they get it, but I do think they'd have a very good chance considering how well they played this year. And winning the tournament on top of that would certainly be impressive.
Yeah, I think they would have a pretty good chance of being a host if they won the tournament. Similarly to that, also Arizona, probably a little bit less likely if they won the tournament, but still a decent chance if they're able to win the whole thing. But for besides that, the best or one of the most interesting games for the first round that I think is gonna be could go either way is Oregon State and University of Washington. They're kind of in opposite trajectories right now, with University of Washington being very hot, even though their record doesn't really show that. But recently they've just been on fire, and Oregon State struggling recently, losing their past 2 weekend series. So it should be very interesting to see if Oregon State can get hot again, or UW just completely shuts them down.
Yeah, that'll definitely be an intriguing matchup with Washington recently winning series against Stanford and UCLA. Can they pull off this first round matchup against Oregon State? I was also going to highlight this matchup, but I'll go for a different one. I'll go for the 4-5 matchup. We have Oregon playing Arizona. Oregon just swept Arizona at home, but now they head down to the desert. It is in Scottsdale, so not necessarily a home game for Arizona, but it is in their home state. Certainly more their environment. We'll see if Oregon's able to put the cherry on top of the season sweep against Arizona here.
Yeah, definitely another series that I would have highlighted myself, just because of the recent games that they played. And now in Arizona, luckily it's not at Arizona Stadium, or this might be a completely different script, but I feel like this game could still go either way, even though Oregon has dominated them so far. But for the winner of the tournament, I think the easy pick is Stanford. That's who I'm going with. They've been probably the hottest team, and they've won. They just won the conference, so there's really nothing to say about them that can really show otherwise. Their pitching has been insanely good recently, and their hitting has caught fire.
Yep, it's definitely the easy pick, and I also went with it as well. Stanford to win this tournament here. It's just hard to pick against them at this moment. Their offense is really clicking. Alex Williams continues to dominate through a complete game this past weekend. I believe he gave up 3 hits. For me, he's the Pac-12 pitcher of the year. He's just completely dominated. And yeah, they're clicking on all cylinders at this point, and it's hard to pick against them.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like it was Jerpy is just a runaway a few weeks ago, but somehow Alex Williams has just dominated, and Jerpy hasn't looked as amazing as he had been previously. So I feel like a coin flip at this point, just depending on how the coaches feel and when they saw the pitcher. I feel like really depends on that. But anything else to highlight for the Pac-12 tournament?
No, I think I'm good.
Thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed, we would really appreciate a like and subscribe for more weekly college baseball content.